Om Swastiastu. Alright, hello everyone. Here I would like to explain about the material learning concept and learning theory. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Nengah Eri Suediantari. You can call me Eri. I am a second semester student from English Language Education Department. Okay, the first thing that I want to explain is understanding the concept of learning. Understanding the concept of learning is a process of behavior change in humans. Change and the ability to change are limitations and are meaning contained in learning. It is because of the ability to learn that humans can develop future the other creatures. If after completing a learning effort, there is no change in the individual who is learning, then it cannot be said that the individual has had a learning process. Okay, the next slide I will explain according to Islamic arguments that the concept of learning is a business process carried out by a person to obtain a new behavior change as a whole, as a result of his own experience in interaction with his environment. Okay, move to according to Hegren and Bauer ngalimpuranto 20,784. The concept of learning relates to a person's behavior towards a certain situation caused by his repeated experience in that situation, where the behavior change cannot be explained or based on innate response. Teenage maturity or a person temporary states. Okay, I move to explain the learning theory. Learning theory have four kinds. The first is behavioristic learning theory, and the second thing is humanistic learning theory, and then cognitive learning theory, and then constructivism learning theory. The first thing that I want to explain is behavioristic learning theories. Gigi and Billionaire are two people who created behavioristic learning theory. Behavioristic learning theory is rooted in behaviorism. In the perspective of behaviorism, learning is defined as a process of establishing a relationship between the stimulus and the response. Learning is a process of habituation. The expected learning outcomes are behavior change in the form of habits. The first thing, connection. Connection forming the impression of the five senses, and then classical conditioning creates environment manipulation. Systematic behavior is a format, a system attitude, and then the last one is conscious conditioning as a creating coaching condition. Okay, I move to the next material is cognitive theory. In a perspective of cognitive theory, learning is a mental event, not a behavior event. Although behavior things appear more real in every learning event. Individual behavior is not merely a response to what is there, but because of mental impulse, they are regulated by the brain. Now, learning according to cognitive theory is an active mental process for achieving, remembering, and using knowledge. I think that's about cognitive, and I move to humanistic learning theory. This learning theory is more likely to see the development of knowledge from the side of the human personality. This is because humanism itself is a science that sees everything from the side of the human personality. Humanistic learning theory also aims to build the student personality by carrying out positive. Can be called educator of teacher who teach the educated using humanistic approach. And then that's about humanistic learning theory. And I move to the next slide is cognitive theory. This theory comes from the philosophy of sense. The thing discussion of explained in the theory is how the process of forming human knowledge. According to constructivism theory, the formation of knowledge that occurs in humans comes from the experience that have been passed. It is development. This theory received influence from psychology, especially Piaget cognitive psychology, where Piaget cognitive is highly correlated with human psychology to gain knowledge. So, it can be said the learning is a process carried out by student. Our student is building knowledge. And then I think that's about material of learning concept and learning theory. I have a conclusion for this that I have explained before. The conclusion is learning is a change in behavior where the change can lead to better behavior, but there is also the possibility of learning towards behavior. And then the concept of learning is a process of changing behavior in human. Change in the ability to change our limitation and meaning contained in learning. It is because of the ability to learn that humans can develop future the other creatures. If after completing a learning effort, there is no change in the individual who is learning, then it cannot be said that the individual has had a learning process. And then the following are various learning theories: behavior theories, cognitive theories, humanistic theories, and constructive theories. I think that's all about the learning concept and learning theories. Thank you so much for the listening my explanation. I do apologize that I have any mistake. Bye bye and thank you.